Good morning. My name is Jennifer Ruffin, and today I have the true honor and privilege of introducing my friend Rebekah Leventhal. Go back with me to Miss Brewer's 7th grade study hall where Margaret Saab, Rebekah, and I sat together. Hearing this table, you can rightfully assume that we never got any work done. During one specific day, instead of studying for an ominous Brundage test, the three of us decided to look up our names on Urban Dictionary. Such a middle school thing to do. Here is what Urban Dictionary said about Rebekah. She is a smart, funny girl with a great sense of humor. If it were not for Rebekah sitting with me during middle school Latin, making me laugh left and right, I would never have made it through the long days of text marking and awkward gladiator fights on the field. Urban Dictionary continued to say, Rebekahs are girls who are dedicated and talented human beings. As the fearless leader of Carillon and the lacrosse team, Rebekah gracefully carries herself with poise in everything she sets her mind to. Lastly, Urban Dictionary says, Rebekah is a loyal friend, devoted sister, and lovely person inside and out. Without Rebekah's vibrant spirit, the class of 2021 would not be the same. I am forever grateful for my friendship with Rebekah, and I am so excited to hear what she has to say today. So give it up for the one and only Rebekah Leventhal.
There I was, lying in a tent next to two strangers in the midst of a pitch-black night. I was 4,000 miles from home with no way to contact anyone, thinking to myself, what have I signed myself up for? I had no idea what time it was, my body confused by the 5-hour time change, suddenly dreading the next 2 weeks. I signed up for a 2-week trip to Hawaii. I boarded a plane as an unaccompanied 15-year-old inexperienced with solo travel. I landed in Maui and was greeted by unfamiliar faces. If you know me, you probably know that I tend to be more reserved around those I do not know and often take a longer time to truly open up to people. On the first full day, I had a meaningful conversation with one of my leaders, Taylor, that set the tone for the rest of the trip. It was a beautiful, sunny day in Maui, and our group was participating in a service project with children with developmental learning disabilities. While we were playing in the garden with the children, I began having a conversation with Taylor. She immediately noticed my struggle to hold back tears and asked me to take a walk with her. As we walked, I opened up to her about how I was struggling with homesickness and overcome with worry. At the time, my grandmother was battling with gastric cancer, and I explained to her how I was worried she might pass away and I would not know because I did not have my phone to contact my family. Taylor listened to my worries and assured me that if something were to happen at home, my family would be able to reach me. It was not exactly what she said, but rather her ability to empathize with me and her genuine care for what was weighing heavily on my mind. I had been so caught up in the ruminations of homesickness and about what my grandmother's condition might be that it was physically hindering my ability to open up to the group and to truly enjoy the moment I was in. However, my conversation with Taylor made me feel as if I did not have to carry the heavy weight of worry and fear by myself, and I was not alone in this. From this point forward, I felt an immense sense of not only relief, but also freedom to enjoy the trip free of my anxiety. Even though I did not know the other members of my group at this point, following this conversation, I felt it was much easier for me to open up to the group and allow them to truly get to know me. In an attempt to try and make sense of my struggle in this new and uncomfortable environment, I was telling myself a story that if something were to happen to my grandmother, my family would not be able to reach me because I was over 4,000 miles away, and that the next 2 weeks were going to be miserable because I was so homesick. However, my leader helped me to realign my thought process from focusing on this false narrative playing in my head to this amazing opportunity that was sitting right in front of me. Without this shift of focus, I do not believe I would have been able to truly open up to my group and allow them to get to know me. As I reflect back on this significant day and the trip in its entirety, what I did not know at the time is that if I had never gone due to my own worries, I would have missed this amazing opportunity to challenge myself, meet people from all over the country, and to see one of the most beautiful places in the world. I sat in the audience a few weeks ago and listened to my classmate, Madison Owens, deliver her senior speech. She talked about how freshman year, she wore her Converse and dresses that she loved every day to school, but when she struggled to find a friend group, she told herself that the clothes she was wearing must have been the reason why. Her speech really stuck with me, and it made me really sad that she thought that. It got me thinking about how often this storytelling occurs in my own mind without me even recognizing it, let alone recognizing it happening in those around me. Author and psychologist Brené Brown says that storytelling helps us to impose order on chaos, including emotional chaos. After hearing this quote, I realized that our brains invent a story to try and make sense of our struggles. But these false stories can cause us to miss out on opportunities in our lives. If you take anything away from this speech, I hope it will be that these stories we tell ourselves are so rarely the reality of the situation, and that is why they are so detrimental to our well-being. You are so much more than the voices in your head telling you that you are unworthy of whatever it is that you want. I mean this sincerely because as a master overthinker, I could write the book on stories I tell myself. I can honestly say I am nowhere near perfecting the art of giving into these stories, but I believe the first step is recognizing the problem. Thank you.